Well, hello, and welcome to the Golden Octagon MMA Podcast. If you don't know, this is episode 62. For those of you who do know, we appreciate you for watching, and you know who is our everyday regular guest. It is none other than your reigning and defending pick champ of the week, my guy, D Rose. How you doing this week, man?
Just reigning and defending as you so eloquently introduced me, as my cat's just doing like just fucking acrobats in the background, dude. So if you hear like a bunch of shit getting knocked over, yeah, it's definitely my dumbass cat sitting here running around. But life is good, feeling good, and as my man Kyle riding with me, and still, baby, let's go.
Yeah, it was indeed a fantastic night of fights. So take a second, shout out the chat. What's going on, Kyle? How you doing, brother? And
What up, Kyle?
Dude, one of the people that have been around since the beginning, Papa
Yes,
Chuck. What's
sir.
going on, brother? Hope
Yes,
you
sir, Papa Chuck.
I hope you're having a good night. I hope y'all all made some money this past weekend. By the way, we got 2 cups instrumental.
What up, 2
What's
cups?
up, brother? How you?
Even though you was riding against me,
but
even though you was riding against me 2 cups, I'll still shout you out. And Kyle riding with the real one, so he knows what it is. But dude, it was really awesome pay-per-view. We were kind of talking about it, and I thought it lived up to every bit of the hype that was set in for the week. And I for some reason, like, I guess maybe the last couple of weeks leading into it, I wasn't as excited. But I did agree with you once Monday came around and I seen the UFC countdown. Like, I was like, oh man, like John Jones is really about to return. And I thought the pay-per-view as a whole, fights from top to bottom, prelims on, I thought the whole card lived up to the hype. And it was definitely the best pay-per-view of the year so far.
Yeah, definitely a solid night of fights. Like, I had no complaints besides me officially picking wrong on the show and then going on to put money on Alexa Grasso by sub. Like, I said it on the show, I just didn't pick her to win, but then I did go on to put a few dollars by Alexa Grasso by sub. End up padding up my bank account for this week so I can lose it all. But yeah, before we get started too much on rambling, gotta let y'all know in today's show we are going to be talking about UFC 285, John Jones versus Ciryl Gane. We're going to give you all the main points, the recap from that card. It is, Wednesday night here, so you guys have probably heard about that enough. So we'll try to be as fast as we can. Then we'll go into some UFC fight news and announcements, all the ones that I can find at least. And then we will give you our picks and preview this weekend's fight night. Petr Yan versus Merab, the Machine, Dvalishvili. Yeah, man. So if any of that interests you, if you guys please would, before we get started, put a thumbs up on the video. If you're not subscribed to the channel yet, come on, help your boys out over here. And once again, put all your comments down there in the comment section. If it's not something that's racist or mean toward anyone else, I'll put it up on the screen and we can reply to that. But you do something like that, you're likely to get banned. So yeah, man. First topic of today's show, we are going to be talking about John Jones versus Ciryl Gane, the recap. So I guess I should pull up the results real quick as I'm slacking right now, dude.
As you're pulling them up, I do gotta roll with Papa Chuck in his comment on here. Those midnight blue uniforms, bro. Those I don't know what it was, but it was the pose that John Jones had when he's like, woo, and he's like flexing with the blue. For some reason, that shot is like, it's such a cold photo, and those uniforms are hella lit. Nah, yeah. I'm with Papa Chuck 100% on those uniforms are lit.
Like when I first saw them, like a picture of them, I was like, isn't that what the blue uniforms already look like? But I guess seeing it with the champion and the gold and the in the black and the blue, I was like, okay,
right,
that's pretty sick. That's pretty
sick. The gold and the blue together.
Yeah, but it's I had to see it like on the fighter, to
because you're right, it did look like a traditional blue corner uniform, but seeing it on the champions, no, that was some cold ass that was some cold ass gear. I definitely liked it.
Yeah, dude. So the results from this past weekend, as you know, John Jones does defeat Ciryl Gane by round 1 submission, dude. Valentina Shevchenko does eventually lose her title to none other than Alexa Grasso in round 4 via rear naked choke. Shavkat hit Jeff Neal in round 3 with a bouncer choke, dude. That's what what's his name? Like fucking Chris Weidman.
That's what Dylan Dennis got hit with.
Yeah, like the bouncer choke. Like that's how you get thrown out of a bar.
Hell yeah. That's what Dylan Dennis got hit with. You remember he got choked out by the bouncer at the bar? That's exactly what he got hit with.
Yeah, Matus Gamrot does defeat Jalen Turner via decision, dude. I thought Jalen Turner won that fight, if I'm going to be honest. Didn't have anything to do with that. That's who I picked or not. But and then Bo Nickel does make his round 1 debut and defeat Jamie Pickett, as most people thought he would, dude. Round 1 submission. Prelim card, Cody Garbrandt does defeat Trevin Jones via decision. Dricus Duplessis knocks out Derek Brunson, or I guess his corner, through the towel in at the very end of round 2. Viviana Araujo got dropped by Amanda Hebus, dude. What the hell happened there? Like, when did Amanda Hebus start putting power on her punches? But I guess we have seen Vivi get knocked down before, so maybe just her chin isn't the best in the world. She's still a dog, though, for about 6 minutes. I don't care what anyone says. Marc-Andre Barrio does knock out the Cuban Missile Crisis, Julian Marquez, dude, and he's about to be on my no bet list from this point on, dude, because his last 2 fights, he's just burned me, dude. Like,
completely shit the bed.
I think in my last Change to Cheddar video that I did, quick plug, that may or may not be coming back this week, depending on how many people want that, depending on the results that I get back from the community tab post that I put up. I want to say it was like the last one that I did, or like the one right before the last one that I did. I had a 13 legger. It was like $1 to win like $13,000 or something like that. And the only thing that I got wrong on that whole card was Julian Marquez straight up when he got crushed by the RoboCop, dude. So I think Julian Marquez is about to be on my no bet list. Like, either I bet against him or I'm not betting on him at all. But the main event of the early prelims was Ian Gary. He did get the 3rd round knockout over Salon Kanan. Mano Martinez, Cameron Simon does get the decision win over Mano Martinez. Tabitha Ricci, man, gets a round 2 sub over Jessica Penne, dude. That was I had that in one parlay, but ended up not hitting. Farid Basharat does get the decision over Damon, the Monster Blackshear. And Lovik Radzhabov does get the decision win over Esteban Ribovics, dude. So I'm not going to bore y'all with who all we picked last week. Dorian got, I think, 3 of the 5 correct. I got 2 of the 5 correct. So Dorian is and still this week's pick champ, as I said at the beginning of the show and announced them, dude. So I'm going to let you start, dude. What are the main points that you want to talk about on here, so we're not on this card all night? Because I am excited to talk about it, but at the same time, there's a lot of stuff we could probably gloss over.
Yeah. I mean, there's a lot to chew on, and honestly, I mean, we can kind of gloss over each. We don't have to highlight a lot of important points on each fight from the early prelims. Right. But
dude, Chuck's got a point too, right? Fade everyone that just moved from Glory Kickboxing outside of this ass and baby. If you just moved from coaching under James Krause, dude, that's probably smart, dude. That's probably smart.
Yeah. No, and that's real, because a lot of guys are just going around, and especially if they were with James Krause for a couple of years, it definitely makes sense.
But it's gonna be tough this weekend, because I think Dragon Martinez kind of cross-trained with old Coach Krause, but dude, I'm a fan of the Dragon, and he's a big dog against Saeed, so might take a touch at that one.
We'll get into that though, but no, man, I think obviously just starting with the main event, I picked Cyril Gahn, so here I am eating crow, but I thought ultimately what was going to end up fading John was just a time off. That was kind of my ultimate crutch, and my argument was that it's just hard to take 3 years off of anything and be able to come back and perform as you were, when you were active. And especially in the fight game, coming back off of 3 years, Dominic Cruz did it and got knocked out. George St. Pierre came back against Michael Bisping, but Michael Bisping was a little bit older at that point. John Jones is fighting someone like Cyril Gahn, who's in the prime of his career. and John Jones goes in there and does what he's able to do to him. I mean, it just goes to show that, we talked about the ultimate competitor that John Jones is, but just seeing him being able to go in there and just dismantle who was very easily, at worst, the second best heavyweight in the world. He's went in there and just got dismantled by John Jones. And it just shows the levels that John Jones is compared to everybody else. And I thought that, after that, there was no doubt in my mind. Even though there wasn't before going into this weekend, I mean, I don't see how anybody can make an argument for GSP being the GOAT when John Jones, it to me, clearly, with the heavyweight title now in his reign, yeah, he's definitely the GOAT.
I'm glad you pointed that out, man. It's just like there's, aside from I guess GSP did it, but you got to look at who GSP did it against. He did against the one-eyed Michael Bisping, like pretty late into his career. It's not the same as what John Jones did. Like Cyril Gane's still young, and as you said, easily the second best heavyweight. He maybe beat like Francis in like their fight if he didn't happen to go for that was it ankle lock or
the heel hook? Yeah, heel hook in the fifth round because he had top position.
Yeah. So that being said, dude, it's like, and he went out there and made it look easy. He probably broke more of a sweat in the warm up than in the fight. One thing that I do kind of still want to see is like, what does his striking look like at heavyweight? Because like, how's Sergey Pavlovich going to come out, dude? It's like, I don't think it's going to be that easy to get that big motherfucker down, but it could be, dude.
Okay, well, let me ask you this: as far as fighting Sergey Pavlovich, just to kind of spin it forward, how long do you anticipate John kind of sticking around? Because for me, I think it might be tough for him to stick around for a long reign.
I agree with like what you said like last week. I say 2-3 fights, and he's honestly probably going to hang it up. Like, there's no like really reason to keep fighting these like young guns, dude. I say he fights Stipe, and then maybe like one like just like fun one like the people want to see him fight, and then probably hang it up after that. So maybe 2 more, and I say he's done.
Do you think there's ever a chance that they ever make the Francis Ngannou fight?
That's maybe one of the two. Like, I think he does Stipe, and then once like Francis, I guess, eventually figures out that no one really cares about him outside the UFC. It's kind of shitty to say, but I mean, you kind of need the UFC backing to push. Like the UFC pushed Conor. Like, I don't like think that Conor could have done that like outside of the UFC. Like, like they also needed his help. So yeah, dude, I think eventually we get Francis back, maybe like a year or two, even though old Uncle Dana said, probably never going to happen, but that one wouldn't surprise me too much. I say we get John Jones. I mean, yeah, John Jones versus Stipe, and then probably John Jones versus Francis, or other one fun one. I don't think he's going to end up taking that Sergey Pavlovich fight, because dude, that's kind of a scary one, dude. Like, that guy.
Can you believe Sergey Pavlovich actually has the same reach as John Jones? They both have an 84-inch reach. That's crazy.
That's a true heavyweight. Like you can't be bigger than Sergey Pavlovich, dude.
Well, he's not the tallest, but he's stocky, and his hands are lightning fast. Like, his boxing is so crisp for a heavyweight division. So it's just, as you said, it's just hard for fans to kind of get excited. And for me, to be honest, I know they're saying that Stipe is supposed to be next in July for John Jones, but it's just hard for me to kind of get excited for that matchup, man. I just don't want it to be this situation where, you had the opportunity to make the Francis Ngannou fight in multiple opportunities, and I would just hate to see that fight be the one that ended up getting away, because that would be the ultimate challenge to John Jones. I think to me would be Francis Ngannou, especially patient Francis Ngannou that we seen against Stipe last year, who made him fall back and bend on one leg and do the stipe, as we like to say. So I would love to see Francis Ngannou back, but man, I would hate to see that fight get away from the UFC.
Yeah, see what everyone's got to say. Sadly, I think this might leave Gane in gatekeeper status. Dude, I think they might put him versus Sergey Pavlovich on the same card that they put Stipe versus John on. That only makes sense. So I guess we'll see what happens. Sergey Pavlovich versus Cyril Gane. I think he might have to take a step back after losing that quick, dude. it's kind of sad, to be honest. Dude, that's exactly what I just now said.
Yeah.
What's going on, Benjamin? How you doing, brother?
What's up, Ben? Hey, so y'all think that Gon will be the underdog against Sergey Pavlovich? I mean, we hadn't seen Sergey Pavlovich get out of the first round since Alistair Overeem, so I'd be interested to see what he looks like after the first round.
So we got Jones needs to fight Blades. That could be interesting, but
it's an interesting matchup for hardcore fans, but not for anything that I think would get John excited for.
Yeah. So everyone thinks he's pretty much got 2 left in here. Dude, they can't let that fight down if like everyone wants it and then drop back down and whoop it. Dude, there's no way Izzy would ever take that fight, dude. He would get smoked.
No, I mean, he's still got work to do at 85. There's no reason for him to move up at 205. And speaking of UFC 4, I actually meant to send you a message as well, and we can include this as news as well. So I read a thing from EA UFC 4 where they said that they were going to slow down production on UFC 4, meaning that they are putting more focus onto UFC 5. So they're going to start slowing down. They're going to start slowing down a lot of fighter updates and stuff like that for UFC 4 because they're going to start putting more focus in UFC 5. So it sounds like it could be around the corner within maybe sooner than we think.
Yeah. All right, dude. So right before we get off like this main event for just 1 second, dude, am I 100% 3 for 3 for bringing props on the show? Like, I had the Sean O'Malley wig, and he beat Peter Yan. I think I wore the Patty wig when he fought Jared Gordon, and even though I don't know if he won, on paper, he won, dude. And then the John Jones mask, and he came out and made it look easy, dude. So am I 3 for 3 on props on the show? And then that fighter ends up winning?
Let's just forget about the camo hat and Bryce Mitchell when he fought Ilya Taporia. Let's forget about that one.
I mean, that's
and you're perfect. So
that's just on the back there, you
you put the hat on, repping hard for Bryce Mitchell.
But I think I don't have the other ones on the set, so I had to bring them out as we're that one's always kind of back there, I had the Khabib hat always back there too, but I don't count when the Khabibs win.
Qualifiers.
Now you want to be technical. So anyway, anything else on this main event, dude?
No, man. We can move on to the co-main.
All right, brother. So Valentina Shevchenko versus Alexa Grasso, dude, and we know what happened, dude. I don't want to say I called it last week because, as I said, at the beginning, I did pick Valentina to win on the show, last week, but just to let you guys know, I did not bet Valentina at all. For those of you who know, I make a bunch of degenerate parlays and hope one of them hit on the weekend, but all of my parlays had that fight to either start round 3, Alexa Grasso straight up, or the only straight bet that I had the entire night was Alexa Grasso by submission. And by damn, if Alexa Grasso by submission didn't hit, dude. And I said it last week, if Valentina gives up her back for just 1 second, watch out for Alexa Grasso's rear naked choke. She just now did it like the JoJo not too long ago. And it happened, man. Give me the breakdown of how you thought this fight was going, dude.
I really thought that Valentina was going to try to really implement her grappling because Alexa Grasso did look like she had a little bit of the speed advantage when it came to striking. And when Alexa Grasso would get in the pocket, dude, she was lighting Valentina up with that 1-2. She was stepping in and stepping out. When she was in the pocket, she was giving Valentina problems. When she was standing at range, Valentina was lighting her up with some of the kicks, and she had thrown some of the spinning kicks early in the fight. But the only thing that I don't like about the narrative of the fight is that, everybody's like, well, Valentina had a Chris Weidman moment. How Chris Weidman threw the spinning heel kick against Luke Rockhold and got taken down. Well, no, that it wasn't a big blunder like that because Chris Weidman was one that never really threw those types of strikes. Whereas Valentina Shevchenko, that's a normal technique for her. She's always throwing spinning back fists, spinning heel kicks, all types of spinning attacks like that. She's normally known for throwing those. So I don't think she squandered the moment in any. I don't think she squandered it. I thought that Alexa Grasso just did a good job of taking advantage of the opportunity, and that was something that they said that they had seen in camp and when they were doing a lot of film study on Valentina, that her back could be exposed, and if she did, that Alexa Grasso was going to have the opportunity to take her back. What really surprised me was when Alexa Grasso initially took the back, Valentina Shevchenko immediately just fell face first on the floor. I don't know if she thought that she was going to slam Alexa Grasso's head on the floor when she ended up falling down like that. But as soon as Alexa Grasso just initiated taking the back, it was like Valentina Shevchenko just completely melted. And it was almost like she didn't know what to do. And I guess she's not used to being controlled like that on her back. And that was a position that Alexa Grasso's seen that I think Tyler Santos had good success with as well in their fight. So took advantage of it. And, dude, that squeeze was absolutely – I mean, she could have damn well broke Valentina's jaw, especially with that picture where it looked like it was like a sunscreen – a tan line where the top half of her face is red and the bottom half is just white, where she had her shit just choked out. So just awesome performance from Alexa Grasso.
Yeah, dude, I was so happy, dude. I was up, I was clapping, dude, and Nancy was she was so hyped, dude. She could not be happier, and I get happy for her, dude. She's she gets super proud, when the Mexican fighters win, dude, and especially championship, dude. That's 3 now. 3. We could have another one by the end of the year. Also, I'll leave it for the news. But yeah, dude. Real quick, Shavkat hitting Jeff Neal with that bouncer choke, round 3, dude. A lot of the narrative is that Shavkat just smoked Jeff Neal, dude. When in reality, dude, at one point, I think you can say Jeff Neal knocked down Shavkat. Yeah, he was
in round 2.
He was in a fucking 3-point stance, so it's, I don't know, man.
No, it was an absolute barn burner. That was a barn burner of a fight. I thought that he got a little bit reckless. I'm not used to seeing him. I know that Joe Rogan called Dricus du Plessis a chin-up specialist, but dude, Shavkat was doing just the same. He kept throwing that rear uppercut, and Jeff Neal was slipping off of it. And he crushed him with 2 hooks, and that was the one where he had knocked when he had knocked Shavkat down the one hand. When he hit him with that, it was a big shot, and he recovered quick. But he was getting lit up with a lot of shots. And one thing that a lot of people, I don't think they mentioned as well, was everybody was saying that he wasn't having success with the wrestling, that Shavkat wasn't. But dude, Jeff Neal's defense was lights out. Shavkat had multiple opportunities where he had Jeff Neal. It was one where he went for a single leg and turned him out and started running him to the center of the octagon. And Jeff Neal is bouncing on one leg and is not going down. There was another time where Shavkat ended up getting him hurt in the 3rd round right before he got the finishing sequence with the rear naked choke. He hurt Jeff Neal, had him up against the fence, hit him with a body shot, goes to take his back and take him down, and Jeff Neal still defended the takedown. So Jeff Neal was in that fight until the very end, and I thought was a very good test for Shavkat. Shavkat did do a lot of reckless stuff, but I thought he kind of needed that fight to kind of, a lot of fans wanted to see him tested, and a lot of people were saying, well, he was reckless, and he was reckless with his defense. But if you think about it, at the top of the division, who else is a better boxer than Jeff Neal? Just a pure boxer? There's not going to be many, if any, guys. Maybe Jorge Masvidal, just as far as pure boxing. But other than that, I don't really anticipate anybody having better boxing than Jeff Neal up at the top of the division. And I think that Shavkat can have a lot of success against a lot of those guys too. So that was an awesome fight. Dope that it was fight of the night, and Dana White still gave Jeff Neal his fight of the night bonus, even though he missed weight by 4 pounds. So I thought that was pretty dope too.
Yeah, man. Dude, that was the let me ask you this. Do you think that was the Gilbert Burns and Hamzat fight for Shavkat?
Yeah, it was.
I just think it was a little bit of a step down from Gilbert Burns. It's I wouldn't if everyone counts it as that, I would probably still rank Shavkat a little bit lower than Hamzat. Like, I think he would maybe struggle with Hamzat.
Like I think Shavkat. So I thought Shavkat for the moment, to say the Hamzat Burns moment. So Gilbert Burns, a lot of people can argue that Gilbert Burns won that fight. So I think that's some of it. What Hamzat had went through is that he had went through a 3-round war. Was, he had dominated everybody, and then this was the first time he had got tested, and it was a very contested fight, even though it was potentially fight of the year in some people's eyes. It was still very well contested, where I felt like Jeff Neal was giving Shavkat every bit that he could handle. I still felt like Shavkat was up 2-0 going into the 3rd round, and he was well on his way to winning the 3rd round too. Honestly, I think that Shavkat, I think he's going to give just about anybody a problem. For me, no one's tried to take him down just yet, but I think a fight with him and Hamzat. If Hamzat likes to get a little bit reckless, getting reckless with Shavkat. Shavkat just proved to you, his striking is just as well up there with anybody, be able to stand toe to, because he wasn't taking Jeff Neal down. Jeff Neal was not letting him take him down. Jeff Neal was telling him that they were going to stand and bang, and I thought Shavkat really stood in there, tested his chin, tested his striking, and honestly, he looked better in striking than Jeff Neal did for the most part. So I was super impressed with Shavkat's performance.
All right, let's finish up these last two on the main card. We'll catch up on the chat. Matus Gamrot, Jalen Turner, dude. As I said, I thought Jalen Turner won round 1 and 2. I knew they were close, but I thought, my personal opinion was that Jalen Turner won round 1 and 2. So when the scorecard was, 30-27 on one, I was like, what the hell? Like, I don't like that, but it is what it is. Who did you think won the fight? And I guess give me your thoughts and opinions real quick.
Yeah, so you seen I put a straight bet on Martellus Gamrot by decision, so I felt pretty confident going into it. And 30-27 is tough, but I thought at least it was 29-28 at the very least. I thought that Gamrot did enough to win the 2nd round, because Jalen Turner, he was lighting him up. I actually went back and watched that fight earlier just to make sure. Jalen,
does he not remind you of Dwight Howard, like in the Octagon? I just feel like the dreads, like in the back, and like how big he is, like compared to everyone else. It's like he's like the Dwight Howard of like 155 MMA, dude. He's huge.
Yeah, well, it's crazy to see that he's that freaking big to make 55 too. But there in that 2nd round, he was hitting Gamrot with some good shots, but I thought Gamrot did enough he got him taken down there. It was about like 2 minutes left, about a little over a minute and a half left in the round, and he got him in that crucifix and was landing some pretty big shots. And I thought that was a dominant enough position to give him round 2. Round 3, Gamrot really just took Jalen Turner down, was kind of being more defensive in his takedowns, wasn't really getting much damage off, but wasn't letting Jalen Turner get off too much damage either. So I thought Gamrot won the last 2 rounds. I thought it was a rightful 29-28 win for him. And plus got me the pick champ too. So
fair enough, dude. Fair enough. As I said, I thought Jalen Turner won round 1 and 2, dude. His hands look a lot better. Like he's like improving so fast over every fight, dude. So Bo Nickel gets the round 1 sub over Jamie Pickett. Need him in the sack first, yeah or no? That seems to be the debate.
Yeah, he definitely did, dude. I actually was like watching it like right before we had went on. If it wasn't a knee to the groin, that was the closest knee strike I've seen to the groin that didn't land. Let's just say that. If there was a different camera angle, sure, but the camera angle I seen, it looked like a groin strike. But Jamie Pickett, I know they said his team's going to try to overturn it, but I don't think he's really going to he's not going to have success getting it overturned, but it was definitely a knee to the sack. But we expected a 1st round finish, and that's exactly what we got. And, Jamie Pickett, see ya. Yeah. See, here's your pink slip. Get out of here.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. All right. Let's catch up on the chat just real quick. Hold a UFC 4 tournament for the channel. If I could figure out some way to do so, that would be a pretty good idea.
All I know is y'all don't want the smoke. That's all I
know. Team Pereira laughing at me when I picked Bryce Mitchell. I need a Merab hat. I feel you, brother.
You need a Shavkat hat. That's what you need.
I could use it for like the Brendan Allen fight week and the Shavkat fight week because it looks similar.
Exactly.
Let's be real. Ilya might be the guy to beat Folk. Dude, maybe one day. Who knows? He's still super young, too. You mentioned, okay, we're back a little bit. I apologize, y'all. Valentina was just training with sumo wrestlers. Dude, she was in Japan. Speaking of hopping on one leg to pin takedowns, Bashrat and Black, she refused to go down, hopping all over the octagon. I would have to go back, dude. I really don't remember that one. That was probably one of the ones I was like grabbing something to drink.
It was very forgetful.
Fight, yeah,
I was still at work when that fight was going on.
Jalen Turner did an actual tarantula get on his back in the cage multiple times. I'm not. Maybe I just can't read. I don't know what's going on, Joe. How you doing, brother? I'm glad you were able to.
What up, Joe?
In here live with this. The stash has entered the building. Indeed, he has. What's going on? All right, so caught up. My voice cracked right there, dude. I need to grab something to drink, dude. My allergies, and it's like 40 degrees here, dude. It is freezing outside right now, dude. After it's like 80 during the weekend.
Yeah, I came down here and I initially was in a t-shirt. That's why I was like, give me just a second. I had to go grab my hoodie, dude. It's freezing down here.
So on the prelims, just as fast as we can, dude. Cody Garbrandt making the return. And round one, dude, once he started doing his little like jig, I was like, fuck, dude. I lost this one.
Oh, no. I figured because a lot of times when he starts doing his jig is when he's like, all of a sudden this gets like the shit beat out of him and starts getting knocked out.
Like once I saw that I was like, he's feeling himself too much. I'm not winning this one. I knew that one. Once he did his little fucking bounce, I was like, well, I ain't winning this one.
Yeah.
Do you care about Derek Brunson throwing in Derek Brunson's corner, throwing in the towel? And then did Derek Brunson retire or no?
Man, I thought it was a good stoppage. Man, Drakis was lighting him up there, and Drakis, I do want to talk about him for a second because I'm a fan of him. Every single one of his fights are he is 100 miles an hour. I just don't, some people do pick on him, always sloppy, always this, always that. It's an awkward style, so I think a lot of people don't fight like that. So I think that might be what I like about him is just that his style is so awkward, but it's unique and. He's literally just 100% full speed ahead. He's lighting Derek Brunson up in the first round. Derek Brunson's coming back and crushing him with big shots, taking him down. Drake is taking him down. I mean, literally,
do we not describe Derek Brunson like spot on, dude? Once he gets tired, it's like, dude, all technique out the window. It's like Juliana Pena double parked his car outside, throwing both fists at once, dude. Just like, he's like this.
Just fucking reckless. But the thing is, he was lighting Drakis up with some of them shots.
Dude,
Dude, Drakis there in that second round, dude. I mean, he was literally like Derek Brunson was out on his feet. Like he was literally just target practice for Drakis there at that point. So, and the comment that Derek Brunson made afterwards to say, "Oh, well, my corner threw in the towel." They threw in the towel because you were unconscious. Like they couldn't even pick you up to put you on the stool because you were out. So yeah, no, your corner saved you, dude. And I mean, if he's not fighting for a title, I think for him, he just wants to try to compete for the title as much as he can. And if he can't, he could potentially retire. So I would not be surprised if he made that move.
And the only other one that I really want to talk about on this card is the main event of the early prelims, dude. I'm surprised they had Ian Gary down here, dude. But Ian Gary gets the round 3 knockout over Song Kanon or Kanon Song. But dude, he got dropped around 1, yeah? But I was able to see him get hit, recover, figure out, hey, I got hit with the short left hook. I can't do that again. And then the whole rest of the fight, his, hand was there the whole time. Didn't move it. Had perfect defense the rest of the fight, dude. Ian Gary's going to be a problem. I see why he's undefeated. He's going to go on to continue being undefeated. He's also really good on the ground. You have to kind of go back to Cage Warriors to find that, but also rather good on the ground, dude. And he's growing taller and taller, dude. I think he's 6'3", 6'4" now, dude. It doesn't make sense. How is the kid still growing, dude? It doesn't make sense. But dude, I don't see any issues with him for the next at least 3-4 fights, dude. I say he'll be at least 15-0 before we see him kind of start to struggle with anyone.
Yeah, well, I think it depends on how they kind of matchmake him as well. I know he called out kind of a variety of guys, Brian Barberina, Alex Morano. I'd heard him in an interview with Ariel Helwani, and he had mentioned a multitude of guys. So he's down to fight whoever. And it wasn't the biggest name guys, but guys that are kind of on a win streak and stuff like that. So I would like to see him kind of start progressing forward in the division. But I thought overall for this fight, for him to go through the adversity that he did, as you said, get clipped, dropped in the first round, and it was a big shot that he ate too. But got up super quick, recovered, and honestly finished the first round with the same amount of pressure that he did before he had got dropped. So I thought that he had kind of assumed position once he had got his wits about him. And that finish there at the end was nasty. He feinted the 1-2 to get Kanong's hands up, hits him with the left hook. Kanong goes back out, hits him with the straight, and then hits him with the flying knee. Combo on the fence was just absolutely ruthless with that pullback that he's got. Does remind me a lot of Conor McGregor with that pullback 1-2 that he throws. It's super sharp, it's super precise, and that finish was brutal. So a good performance from him. Went through a gritty fight and came out still with the finish. So super good performance from me and Gary, and I'm excited to see how he kind of gets matched up going forward.
Yeah, and he got the Conor McGregor shout out there after the fight saying, "Ian Gary, you little daisy." Of course, dude. So that's pretty much the only fights I really wanted to talk about from this past weekend. You want to talk about anything else before we move on, dude?
No, we pretty much talked about everything that I wanted to talk about.
All right, so let's catch up on the chat for just 1 second. Austin asking, do you think Michel Pereira could get the stripe if he focused more on fighting and less on theatrics, bro? That's kind of the reason why I guess he's not one of my favorites anymore, dude. When he first came in the UFC, dude, I was all about some Demolador with the backflips, I like, hell yeah. I love that Michel Pereira.
I remember his debut. I was like, I think I wasn't working that day. And it was when he fought Danny Roberts. And you messaged me like going crazy. Dude, have you seen this Michelle? Dude, did you see this guy knock out Danny Roberts? Bro, like you were going nuts. So I just assumed like you were going to be a Michel Pereira ride or die.
Dude. And if he fought like that every time, dude, I would be. But it's almost like the Muslim Salikov fight where he just resorted to just slapping him the whole fight. He literally stopped punching him, opened up his hands, and was like, slapping him the whole fight.
Nah, like, the reason why that was badass because Muslim Salikov ended up slapping Michel Pereira in the face also the day before. So he was like, "Oh, you want to slap me, bitch? Pow, pow!" Nah, that was some gangster shit. Nah, when he did that. When he did that, that's what made me a Michel Pereira fan because he knew he could toy with that dude, and he absolutely did. That's what made me a Michel Pereira fan when he was slapping the shit out of him.
Yeah, I'm much more of a fan of him with theatrics. I'm just gonna throw that out there, but hey, I'm a psychopath, I guess. I don't know, dude. I just enjoy fun things happening. Like Trevor Peake, dude. Is that dude ever gonna win a championship? Hell no. But do you see the way he fights? How could you not love that man, All right, so moving on down. Joe saying driving home, so I can't type much. It's okay, brother. We appreciate you listening in, though. I think Ronnie Yaya should fight. Oh my God, what am I saying? I think Cody should fight Ronnie Yaya next as planned, dude. I think that is a very favorable matchup for him, dude. I don't see why they shouldn't. I'm glad he threw a towel, and I guess he's talking about Derek Brunson.
Yeah. It was over.
Austin saying Ian Gary is super overrated. I can't wait to see him against the top 15. Nah, brother. UFC is definitely going to matchmake him perfectly, dude. Undefeated Irishman. They could use another Conor McGregor, or at least something close to it right now. Ian Gary showed he could recover from getting hit hard. Indeed, he did, brother. Those slaps made the fight better. I don't know, dude. As I said, I'm a fan of him. I just enjoy when he does the backflips off the cage and he stomps Nico Price with a flying backflip.
Dude, that shit was still crazy. Like I was still like, how in the hell is he able to get away with this? But when he does shit like that is when he loses to Tristan Connolly. So I'm glad he's reeled it in a little bit.
Yeah, man. I'm just making sure I don't have any other notes from this past weekend, and I think I'm good, man. So that being said, let's move on to the second topic of today's show is UFC fight news and announcements. So let me get something pulled up. You got anything that you want to announce off the top?
Man, so I actually ended up seeing one. I sent it to you. I don't know if it's going to be a part of your announcements, but Crone Gracie has not fought since 2019 and is coming back against my guy Charles Jourdain. So making his comeback fight. I did not see the date, but I did see that fight is looking close to being official. So seeing Crone Gracie back for the first time since 2019, man, that's I think I just heard people asking about him not too long ago. So crazy to see him back, but I'm always down for a Charles Jourdain fight anytime. So.
And I will give you the date. That date is May 6th at UFC 288, dude. I believe that's, let's see, that was 285. I believe
supposed to be Cejudo and Sterling, but who knows?
I guess we'll see. Yeah, we'll talk about that a little bit later on, dude. So we did that one last week. So Rani Yahya, speaking of Rani Yahya, he does have a fight announced against Montel Jackson, April 22nd. You care about that one at all?
That's an even tougher fight for Rani Yahya, in my opinion. Montel Jackson's a savage.
Dude, do you know a Manuel Torres? Does that ring a bell? No.
What division?
It's going to be lightweight.
If I've seen him, maybe.
It's okay. We'll just move along. I'm not really sure. Dude, I thought they were going to give Tatiana Suarez to Yan Xiaonan, but Yan Xiaonan is going to be fighting Jessica Andrade. Bachastaka, UFC 288, May 6th, dude. Yan Xiaonan going to get crushed, brother.
Well, I don't know, man. Andrade, I mean, if she resorts to wrestling, but Yan Xiaonan's a super precise striker, so Andrade's got to be careful.
The power that Jessica Andrade has, dude, is unmatched at 125 or like 115, dude. I just feel like she's gonna knock everyone out. I will forever bet Jessica Andrade by knockout.
Oh yeah,
most likely gonna happen.
Oh dude, yeah. I mean, I always and I love watching a Jessica Andrade fight, but man, she does get reckless sometimes, so she's gotta be careful with Yan Xiaonan.
Yeah, it's giving us all the results from this past weekend. Just not saw this Shavkat bouncer choke. So we got the return of Nate Maness going to be taking on Zagulis Zumagulov, UFC 288 again, May 6th. Care about that one?
Who is it again? Zumagulov?
Nate Maness. That's the guy that knocked out our guy, Tony Gravely.
Nah, not really. Nate Maness is cool, but.
Dude, Abubakar Nurmagomedov was going to fight this weekend. He fell out against Carlston Harris, dude, and I'm not sure if many other shows are going to have this announced already, but Carlston Harrison going to continue to fight this weekend against UFC vet and back newcomer, the Night Train, Jared Gooden, dude. So that's pretty cool fight. I was a fan of him when he was in the UFC. And for some reason, they just kind of let him go. I forgot who he fought, but I was like, damn, that dude's got some knockout power for sure. And then I forgot he maybe lost his next two and then got cut, dude. But that's going to be a banger of a fight because I know both those dudes have power. Because I think Carlston Harris was the dude that I messaged you and he was barely hit, he was just throwing his arms like this and ground and pound knock some dude out, dude. And I don't remember who it was, but do you care about that one for this weekend?
It should be a decent fight, but is definitely a much more favorable fight for Carlston Harris now. Not having to fight Nurmagomedov and fighting Jared Gooden on short notice. I mean, Jared Gooden's okay, but I mean, there's a reason he got cut. He's not too great, and Carlston Harris could get a win here.
All right, dude. So lastly, our last fight announcement that I have is Mauro Bueno Silva is going to be taking on Miesha Tate. Back up at bantamweight, dude. What happened to 125 Miesha Tate? Care about that one at all?
I wonder how much the tough was pretty cut, or how tough that weight cut was for. And, with strawweight kind of getting, flyweight kind of getting a little bottleneck there at the top with Alexa Grasso and Valentina Shevchenko probably going to run it back. And, Aaron Blanchfield, Manon Fiorot is kind of waiting in the wings. Miesha Tate wants the title fight, and I think right now bantamweight's probably the quickest way to get one. So probably having to do with that.
Fair enough. I don't know why my phone's not updating right now, but that's all the news that I have aside from the one that I sent you maybe a few minutes ago right before the show, dude. That was it looks like Aljamain Sterling is tweeting, or Sean O'Malley tweeted like can't wait like for May 6th, and Aljo replied to him saying yeah, you should probably stay ready because Henry like can't make it or ain't signing the contract, something like that. So what's your thoughts on that, dude? What if Sean O'Malley gets the title fight against Aljo on May 6th, dude?
I think it'll be super interesting. I think that I definitely think it swings in a much more favorable matchup for Aljamain Sterling than for Henry Cejudo, just due to the wrestling aspect alone, really. But Sean O'Malley, of course, is always super dangerous with his striking. He's got good footwork and everything. And, he's really tested against Peter Yan in his last fight as well. So we have seen him get a little bit tested and had to go through some grit to win a fight. So not saying that he's going to be out of it, but I definitely would favor Aljo going into that fight. But, man, Henry Cejudo, he was kind of saying that he was going to come back. But over this past weekend, Aljamain Sterling and Henry Cejudo are backstage like arguing with one another. So I figured that was kind of a little bit more of trying to promote the fight. But maybe Cejudo's about to fumble the situation after all. I think Aljo at this point just kind of wants to get out there and fight.
Yeah, that makes sense. Did y'all hear about the guy shop that hit 6-leg parlay, $1 got 400K, dude?
That was the one you sent me.
One day, dude, that's gonna be me. And I'm not gonna tell anyone, but there will be subtle differences in my life, dude. That's all that I want to say. I'm not really gonna let anyone know, but there'll be subtle differences.
I'm definitely getting them to send me a check too, just so I can have a check for like $400,000, just sitting there, just nice and crisp as I take it to the bank.
They'll be like, what are you doing with this? so that being said, dude, any other news, or you want to jump into this weekend's fights, brother?
Nah, man, let's get into it.
All right, so let me get this banner off the screen.
This weekend's card is actually, we were talking about it, and for it to be a TV card, dude, the UFC is doing a pretty good job of coming back with another banger. So this main card's pretty stacked. Prelim's pretty good too, but main card's pretty stacked.
I believe this one was originally like scheduled to be at the Apex, but I think they moved it to
it's still in Vegas, but it's supposed to be like some arena in Vegas. I'm not 100% sure what the arena is, but
yeah, like it's like a hotel, I think.
Yeah, almost like how they used to do back in the day. But but it's supposed to have fans in the crowd, so that's the main thing, more than the 80 people that's allowed in Apex.
Yeah, so that being said, let's get into this weekend's fights, dude. I believe this is going to be like UFC Vegas 71. I believe that's going to be the official name. I could be wrong, but the venue is the Theater at Virgin Hotels. Yeah, so it's going to be in some hotels, dude, in Vegas. But our main event of the night is going to be a Piotr No Mercy Yan taking on Merab, the machine, Dvalishvili. We got Alexander Drago Volkov taking on Alexander King Kong Romanov. We got Nikita the Miner Krylov taking on Ryan Superman Span. We got Ricardo Hamosh taking on Austin Lingo. We got Saeed Nurmagomedov taking on Jonathan Dragon Martinez. We got Vitor Pedro. I'm going to mess this up, dude. For some reason, I can't say this name. Petrino. I'm just going to say against Anton, the Pleasure Man, College. We got Lucas Strzelecki taking on Carl Williams. Rafael Sunsao taking on Dangerous Davy Grant. Sidiquis Dumas taking on Josh Frem. Mario Bautista taking on Guido Canetti. JJ Aldridge taking on Ariane, the Queen of Violence. Lipsky Tony Gravely, our guy, going to be taking on Victor Henry. Tyson Nam taking on Bruno Silva. And the opening fight of the night was the one that we announced earlier in the day. Carlston Harris taking on the Night Train, Jared Good. Let's see if I got that name correct. Dude, I'm good. Am I right?
Let's go.
Dude, that was pretty solid for knowing a ton of the nicknames of the fighters without checking them out first. So, first fight of the night, we got Carlston Harris taking on Jared Gooden. 17-5 for Carlston Harris, 22-8 for Jared Gooden. Carlston Harris last fought Shavkat Rakhmonov, and obviously got that ground and pound, dude. That was nasty. I think this was the Impa was the one where he hit him with those GMPs on the ground, or maybe it was, I'm not sure. Anyway, this is going to be his fourth fight in the UFC. Obviously, Jared Gooden did spend his last few fights out of the UFC. Man, he's been out a little bit now. Man, a while. Yeah, I guess for over a year now, he's been out of the UFC. Carlston Harrison, 35 years old. Jared Gooden, 29. 6 foot for both of these guys. 76-inch reach for Carlston Harris and 77-inch reach for the Night Train, Jared Gooden, dude. I don't feel too confident either way here. Which way are you going, man?
Probably gonna go Carlston Harris here. I think that Carlston Harris, he was on a little bit of a decent run before he ended up running Shavkat. And he is a pretty good finisher as well. Had a pretty good finishing rate before that last Shavkat fight. And Jared Gooden, he is like I said, he is a decent fighter. He's well built. He's going to be jacked going into the fight for sure. But I think that and he also got knocked out by Impa Kasaganai, and also Carlston Harris knocked out Impa Kasaganai. Don't want to do MMA math here, but especially coming on short notice, give me Carlston Harris.
Yeah, man, that only makes sense. I'm sure he's probably going to be a big favorite. I don't have odds right now on this fight, but
yeah, I think it's too early.
If we end up having odds, dude, I would maybe take a look at the under 1.5 or 2.5. I wouldn't be too upset at that one, but I'm going to go with you, Carlston Harris. But it wouldn't surprise me if like one of these guys just knocked the other one out, because let's be real, they aren't the best. They both have gotten finished. Dude, what is happening? Can't get my mouse and screen to get.
Yeah, but to be fair, Carlston Harris fought a Shavkat, so we see what Shavkat's able to do.
Yeah, man. All right. So now that I got my screen to work, let's move on to the next fight. Maybe. Here we go. Next fight of the night, dude. We might have a different opinion here. We got Tyson Nam taking on the Bulldog, Bruno Silva. 21-12-1 for Tyson Nam. 12-5-2 for Bruno Silva. Tyson Nam, the slight underdog. Get off my screen. Plus 135 dog against the 165 favorite for Bruno Silva. 39 years old for Tyson Nam. 32 years old for Bruno Silva. This is going to take place down at 125. Tyson Nam, 5'7". 5'7". So we don't ever see Tyson Nam being the bigger guy, but he's going to be the taller guy. 5'4" for Bruno Silva. 68-inch reach for Tyson Nam and 66-inch reach for Bruno Silva. Dude, I got to be honest. Tyson Nam's last fight when he knocked out Ode Osborne, right? Didn't he fight? Yeah, when he knocked out Ode Osborne, bro, he shows me that he's still got that power. And I guess Bruno Silva's wins don't impress me too much. We got JP Buys and Victor Rodriguez. I don't think either one of them are in the UFC anymore. Lost to Tagir, obviously, and lost to David Dvorak, which honestly, he's not too good either. He is still in the UFC, though. So, that being said, I might ride. You know what? I'm riding with the dog here. I'm going the 39-year-old Tyson Nam. Which way are you going here, man?
Holy shit. Tyson Nam's 39 years old. What the hell? He looks every bit of like 30. Like I thought he was 30. Dude, that's the best looking 39-year-old I've seen in my life. Like, dude, that is crazy. So Tyson Nam is super explosive, got crazy knockout power for 125. But he does kind of only have one path of victory. A lot of times it's either knockout or lose for him. And he's kind of been a little bit up and down. Had a good knockout against Ode Osborne, but Ode Osborne really made a big mistake in that fight and set himself up for that when he went up with the flying knee and missed. And Tyson Nam was able to counter beautifully and get him out of there. And Tyson Nam's got power. Bruno Silva, I think he's a little bit more well-rounded. He can use a little bit more of his wrestling and his and mix it in with his striking. I think Tyson Nam can get taken down a little bit here, and I think Bruno Silva could get possibly a decision or a submission. But let's go with Bruno Silva here.
All right, that's our first different pick of the night. Remember, regular fight night. We're going to try to have 3 different ones to put up D-Rose's pick champ up on the line because, dude, one of these days I got to win this shit back. Like, I don't understand, like, how to have it for, like, dude, it was a solid, like, half the year last year. And then, dude, I can't pick my nose this year. It doesn't make sense. I can pick the right fighters to win, but when it comes to betting the pick champ on the line, dude, I can't win. I can't win this year. So, hopefully, maybe this week I can get that pick champ back.
Dude, you have not had it since the very first week of January, and we are now on March the 8th.
Dude, I know. I won the last card of the year, and I won the first card of the year, and then I haven't won it since, dude. It doesn't make sense.
You were feeling good, too.
I know. So, moving on up, dude. Next fight of the night, we got Tony Gravely taking on La Mangosta, Victor Henry, dude. See, here, this is a fight, dude, where we always ride with our guy, Tony Gravely, except for in his last fight against Javid Bashara. You still picked him, but I knew he had no chance. We ride with this guy because he is from mine and Dorian's hometown area, the Blacksburg, Virginia, 540, shout out that area. Bro, we root for this guy because we know what it's like there, bro. It's like there ain't shit to do. There's mountains, there's hills. You can cut some grass, you can bale some hay, dude. But to come from that area and make it this far in a legit sport that's on TV, dude, you have to root for the guy, and we're going to continue to root for the guy. On the other hand, Victor Henry, I have no clue what's up with this guy, dude. It's like he came in, shocked the world, dusted up Hani Barcelos, dude. I won a shit ton of money that night off of Victor Henry. Same. And then his next fight against Rafael Sunsao, he was a huge favorite. So I thought, damn, this dude dusted up Hani Barcelos. Like, why can't he do this to the 39-year-old Rafael Sunsao? And then he came out and laid an egg, dude. So I can't. I don't know what really is up with Victor Henry. Did he just have his Dominic Reyes moment that night against Hani Barcelos? That being said, I can't pick Victor Henry, dude. I got to ride with our dog, Tony Gravely. Let me give you guys the stats real quick. 31 years old for Tony Gravely, 36 years old. 35 years old for Victor Henry. So kind of old too. 5'5" for Tony Gravely, 5'7" for Victor Henry, 69-inch reach for Tony Gravely, and 68-inch reach for Victor Henry. Victor Henry 22-6, Tony Gravely 22-8, dude. So I pretty much already told you who I'm picking here. Let the people know what's going on with you.
Yeah, pretty much. I think you summed it up pretty much the way that I see the fight. I think that Tony Gravely in his last fight against Javid Bashara, he did lose the fight, but I thought he was ultra competitive in the fight for the whole time too. I thought that he was giving Javid Bashara a little bit of problems, and he was landing some big shots. I just thought that once he wasn't able to get the takedowns consistently was where he was going to end up struggling, and that's exactly where he did. But I thought that Victor Henry was, as you said, just disappointing in his last fight. Sunsao hurt him a couple times on the feet before he ended up taking him down a couple times too. I mean, Sunsao really dominated him. So I think that Tony has a lot of the similar skill set that Rafael Sunsao does, but he's more explosive and a better athlete at this point. So I think this is Tony's fight to lose, man. So yeah, definitely riding with the hometown dog here.
Yeah, we're both going Tony Gravely here, dude. It just worries me, dude, because dude, he throws with power and he's a wrestler. So it's like eventually, dude, round 3 always kind of scares me because
sometimes he gets a little reckless and he gets set up for because that's what happened with Nate Maness. Yeah. He gets a little reckless because he cracked Nate Maness and had him hurt, but then he gets a little bit reckless and he can caught with counters too. So I think that's some of the stuff that he can get cleaned up. But he's definitely the better athlete in this matchup for sure.
Yeah, I'm going Tony Gravely. Dory going Tony Gravely. If I had to choose, I would say by decision, Tony Gravely. just 29-28. Probably win the first 2 rounds and probably lose the third because he can't get Victor Henry down in the third. But that's just my opinion. Moving on up to the next fight of the night. If we can get this to load. Come on now. I know I clicked back. What's happening? All right. Next fight of the night. Let's see if we got a different pick right here, dude. I feel like we might. Dude, I'm riding the dogs this week. We got JJ Aldrich taking on the queen of violently getting knocked out by Priscilla Cachoeira in her last fight, Ariane Lipski. Oh my god,
dude, she got brutalized by Cachoeira in that last fight too. Like I remember we were both like, dude, I don't see how
that ruined.
Dude, I was like, dude, how does Ariane Lipski not win this fight? And then like 10 seconds in, all of a sudden she's getting her forehead completely caved in. I was like, holy shit.
Dude, it doesn't make any sense. JJ Aldrich, 11-5. Ariane Lipski, 14-8, man. JJ Aldrich lost her last fight against Erin Blanchfield 8 months ago, dudes. Hadn't fought in 8 months. Did beat Jillian Robertson by decision, beat Vanessa Demopoulos by decision, and beat Courtney Casey via split decision, dude. So that's a big win right there. Then lost to Sabina Mazo, which is kind of a terrible loss, if you ask me. And then obviously Queen of Violence just got got knocked out by Priscilla Cachoeira. Beat Mandy Baum, which doesn't say much. Mandy Baum lost to Montana De La Rosa via G&P. Lost to Antonina Shevchenko, which isn't good either. But did beat Luana Carolina via knee bar, dude. That was one of the nastiest subs of the year. This line has definitely moved from when I saw it last, because I think Queen of Violence was about a plus 275 dog the last time I looked, and JJ Aldrich was a minus 300 favorite. So I don't know if odds have changed or if these are old odds on here. But I was definitely a fan of Ariane Lipski by at like 275 dog. I definitely think she has a chance there. But if the odds are as close as what it says here, becoming not as much of a fan of it, what it was now. 30 years old for JJ Aldrich, 29 years old for Ariane Lipski. This is going to be down at 125. 5'5" for JJ Aldrich, 5'6" for the Queen of Violence, 67-inch reach for Aldrich, and 67.5 reach for Aldrich, and 67-inch reach for Lipski, dude. Aside from Lipski doing being on the top of a lot of people's list, I'm not going to name the list. You guys can figure that out in the comments. She got to be at least top 3 to 5 in everyone's list in MMA. So that being said, dude, I'm gonna let you pick first here on this fight. And
yeah, I mean, for me, I don't. For me, it's not tough for me at all. I mean, I don't. Ariane Lipski, look, she's had some good performances, and that knee bar against Luana Carolina, I thought that was potentially submission of the year in 2020. She's had some good performances, but she also had a lot of bad performances, and she's also been controlled on the ground by. You are absolutely right, Swayze. I mean, look, Ariane Lipski, very easy on the odds, to say the least. But when it comes to actually picking her to win a fight, I'm not super confident in her right now, man. So I think JJ Aldrich, I think this is her fight to lose. I think odds right now, when I'm looking at on ESPN, dude, JJ Aldrich is a minus 380 favorite according to ESPN right now, which is absolutely nuts. She shouldn't be that big of a favorite against anybody, but I do think she deserves to be the favorite, and I think she does get the win.
Dude, can we not put this one in the pick champ of the week? Because
we got the other one in there. You got one underdog already.
I'm going to pick Lipski here simply because of those odds. You said she was a what dog? Plus 3 what?
Plus 380.
She's a
plus 300. I'm sorry. JJ Aldrich is a minus 380.
So Ariane Lipski is a plus 300 dog, dude. JJ Aldrich would not be that much of a favorite, dude. Especially because where did I hear, dude? She trains down with Amanda Nunes, I think, too, dude. Dude. I'm for sure going Queen of Violence this weekend. She might lose, but she's not going to violently get knocked out like she did against Priscilla Cachoeira, dude. And I think she's more than a live dog at plus 300, dude. Give me Ariane Lipski this weekend. Probably going to regret that, but, it's all good. Moving on to the next one. We got Mario Bautista taking on Guido Canetti, dude. And this was the one that had crazy odds when I first saw it. It was like minus 1,000 for Mario Bautista.
Yeah.
Mario Bautista taking on Guido Ninja Canetti. 11-2 for Mario Bautista. 10-6 for Guido Canetti. Guido Canetti wins and loses all of his fights in the first round for the most part. I guess he lost split decision against Mono Martinez. But aside from that, all ends in the first round. And, dude, if there's someone that's been coming on at 135, dude, it's Mario Bautista, dude. He looks better and better every time I see him. Looks like he might be tasting some of the Paulo Costa secret juice the last time I saw him, dude. The dude's biceps are getting bigger and bigger, dude. I'm not saying we should look into it or anything. I'm just saying I'm a fan. The dude seems to be growing into his body. 29 years old, 43 years old for Guido Canetti, dude. How is he still doing this? 5'9" for Mario Bautista, 5'6" for Guido Canetti, 69-inch reach for Bautista and 68-inch reach for Guido Canetti, dude. I don't really think we need to go much into detail here. Mario Bautista probably should get Guido Canetti out of there within the first 2 rounds at least.
Yeah, he definitely should. But to see him a minus 1,000 favorite against anybody is crazy just because he has lost to Trevin Jones. And Trevin Jones' only win in the UFC is against Mario Bautista. So I know anything can happen in a fight, and he just got caught with a big shot. But for him to be that big of a favorite, it's nuts. But Mario Bautista should be able to get the win. But Guido Canetti had a couple fights where he was supposed to be chopped liver for Chris Moutinho and Randy Costa, and he ended up running through both of them and finished them both in the first round. So Guido Canetti definitely ain't out of it, but it should be Batista's fight to lose.
Yeah, for the most part. Are you going Bautista there?
Yeah.
All right. Moving on up. We got Cedriquez Dumas taking on Josh Frim. The Reaper, Cedriquez Dumas, dude. I heard that he's got a pretty nasty background, dude. I haven't really looked into it too much. And to be honest, I don't give a shit, to be honest. It's not my job to look into people's criminal records to see what they got going on. Taking on Josh Frim, the big Yins, dude. 140 slight favorite according to Tapology Eyes. They seem to be way off. Undefeated 7-0 for Cedriquez. I'm going to call him Dumas from now on. 115 dog for Josh Frim. 27 years old for Dumas, 29 years old for Frim. 1.8 is going to be 185, 6'2" for Dumas, and 6'4" for Josh Frim. 79-inch reach for Dumas, 76-inch reach for Josh Frim, dude. Cedriquez just now came off the Contender Series. I remember seeing him and being like, hey, I've fought multiple guys on UFC 4 that look just like this guy. The dude literally looks like a created fighter for the most part. Which way are you going here, man?
I really don't know too much about Dumas. I just remember his fight from the Contender Series, but Josh Frim's been kind of chopped liver for some of these dudes, and I think honestly for this one, I think he's kind of served up to be the same thing here. I think Dumas should be able to get a finish. Frim's been finished in his first couple fights, and I think this one kind of plays out to be the same. Let's go knockout for Dumas here.
Most likely, dude. That's what I see most everyone's saying for the most part. I'm like, oh well, I guess I'll probably ride that way too, dude. Cedriquez, we are both going Dumas here. Next one, dude. Let's see if we have a different pick here. This will be interesting because Rafael Sunsao surprised us. So is he back, or is Victor Henry just not as good as what we thought? Because I don't know what's happening, dude. 27-9 for Rafael Sunsao, 12-6 for Dangerous Davy Grant, aka Left Hook Larry. Watch out for that body and then hook combo, dude. Dude, as we see here, Rafael Sunsao lost 4 straight and then beat Victor Henry, dude. Davy Grant, coming off of a win against Luis Smolka. Dude, lost a split decision against Adrian Yanez, dude. That was a hell of a fight, dude. And we all know how good Adrian Yanez is. And lasted all the way to decision once again to with Marlon Chito Vera, dude. So if anything, Davy Grant is good as shit. Knocked out Dragon Martinez, dude, and knocked out Martin Day with a left hook, dude. And look at that left hook. Overhand left. Dude, left hook.
That left
Larry Davy Grant, dude. So Davy Grant minus 165 favorite plus 130. Dude, I'm surprised he's not a bigger underdog. 40 years old for Rafael Sunsao. 37 years old for Davy Grant, though. 5'5" for a Sunsao. 5'8" for Davy Grant. 66-inch reach for a Sunsao. 69-inch reach for dangerous Davy Grant here. I feel like I know who you're riding here. We're gonna end up picking the same. Let the people know.
Yeah, I thought you were gonna pick against him for a second, but I'm a Davy Grant fan. He's that hook to the body and head combo that he's got, it's absolutely nasty. Is what he got Dragon Martinez out of there with. Same thing he got Martin Day out of there with was a hook to the body and a hook to the head, and it was just precision. And the way he was able to get Luis Smolka out of there, as you said, his toughness, just be able to last in there with Marlon Vera the way he did. And for Adrian Yanez, Adrian Yanez was blasting some shots on him, and you know how big I am on Adrian Yanez. And Davy Grant's face was battered at the end of the fight against Marlon Vera as well, but ended up going to decision with both those guys. So don't know if Sunsao's got the power. Davy Grant's background is originally wrestling, so I don't know if Sunsao's going to have the wrestling advantage. And I think Davy Grant is going to be a little bit too quick for Sunsao, and I think he can potentially get a knockout here too.
All right, so we will move on up to the last fight of the prelims before we get into the main card. But last fight on the prelims, we got Lucas. See, this confuses me because I think when they say his name, this BR somehow makes a D sound. So I think it's like Lucas Dretsky taking on Carl Williams. I could be completely wrong, but I think that I remember how that was how John Anik said it. But 8-2 for Lucas, 7-1 for Carl Williams, dude. And I'm gonna be honest, I don't know anything about Carl Williams. I know Lucas fought I think Martin Boudet in his last fight. Yeah, and that's the one that a lot of people thought that he won that fight, dude, and he ended up losing that fight via split decision. Looks like Carl Williams coming off of a decision win on the Contender Series over Jimmy Lawson. I think that's a wrestler, dude. If anyone in the chat knows Jimmy Lawson, isn't he like a college wrestler? If so, I could really kind of remember this fight, but I'm not 100% sure. Plus 145, slight underdog for Dretsky, dude. Minus 170 favorite for Carl Williams. 30 years old for Dretsky, 33 for Williams. This is going to be, looks like it's going to be up at heavyweight, yeah? 6'4" for Dretsky, 6'3" for Carl Williams, 78-inch reach for Lucas, and 79-inch reach for Carl Williams, dude. This is tough one for me to call, mostly because I don't know anything about Carl Williams, dude. So I'm going to let you pick. Which way are you going here, dude?
Honestly, I don't know much about either or. I'm actually looking at their background literally as we're sitting here. The only thing I could really ride with is that Carl Williams has a little bit more momentum than Dretsky has right now. Looks like Dretsky, even though you can say he's a little more desperate right now, has a no contest and a loss in his last two, so he definitely needs a win. But let's go Carl Williams here with no conviction in the pick whatsoever.
All right, so this will be another one of the ones that we don't have to add. I'm gonna go Lucas here just to make
because Papa Chuck here is saying that you picking Aaron Yulipsky was going to be the nail in your coffin, but we decided to leave that pick out because I think Matt kind of knows how that fight's going to go, but he wants to pick Aaron Yulipsky.
I'm so unconfident that she's going to win, but I am sold that no one should be. JJ Aldridge should not be a minus 400 favorite over anyone in the UFC, dude. I don't care who it is.
Yeah, I agree, but man, I mean, I mean, worth the betting line, but maybe not worth the pig champ belt.
Hopefully we can find some more here, dude. Moving on up to the main card. First fight on the main card, we got Vitor Petrino taking on Anton Turkalj, aka the Pleasure Man. 7-0 for Vitor. 8-1 for the Pleasure Man. Made his UFC debut against Jailton Almeida, dude, and that was not good. He stood no chance. I believe he took that fight on a day's notice up at heavyweight, and he usually fights down at 205. So the dude had no chance. 140 slight favorite for Vitor, plus 115 favorite. I mean, plus 115 dog for the Pleasure Man. 25 years old for Vitor, 26 years old for Anton. Who's going to be down at 205. 6'2" for Vitor, 6'4" for Anton, 77-inch reach Vitor, 78-inch reach for Anton, dude. I'm going the Pleasure Man here. The slight dog. Which way you going this week, dude? I don't really have a lot to say on it, but it is what it is.
Yeah, I would say I don't either. I don't know too much about Vitor Petrino. He seems to be rolling himself, but Turkalj, as you said, he kind of had a whoever it is. The Pleasure Man here. Yeah. So that was the nickname that you had mentioned last week. That was a terrible nickname. Now it's going back full circle. But yeah, I think a bigger guy, tough fight against Jailton Almeida, but I think he can get it done here.
The belt is worth way more than any betting on. All right, you going
at this point for Papa Chuck for Matt, it is just because it's been so long since he's actually held it. He's trying his damnedest to get this thing back as much as he can.
You going Pleasure Man this week too, brother?
Yeah.
All right, moving on up. Main card, dude. I believe we might have a different pick here. I'm gonna let y'all know I am going Dragon. 17-2 for Saeed, 17-4 for Dragon Martinez, minus 195 favorite, plus 160 dog for Dragon Martinez. 30 years old for Saeed Nurmagomedov, 28 years old for Dragon Martinez, 5'8" for both of these fellas, 70-inch reach for Saeed, and 69-inch and a half, 69.5-inch reach for Dragon Martinez. And I know Papa Chuck said that we should fade the James Krause transplants, but I think that Dragon Martinez was a little bit more on the, I believe, Factory X or whatever, wherever Mark Montoya is. I believe Dragon Martinez trained there a whole lot. One thing that I love is Jonathan Martinez's low leg kicks, dude. I really think that could disable Saeed. And Saeed likes to spin a lot. And that, as we saw this weekend, exposes her back. Jonathan Martinez has good back takes, I think, as well. I have to ride with the dog this week, a plus 160 dog in Jonathan Dragon Martinez. Let the people know what you think about this fight, and let us know who you think is winning this week, dude.
Man, I think I'm actually super surprised that you're going Martinez here. I know that Saeed in his last fight, I know that he had a little bit of trouble. What was the guy's name that he fought? Kakramanov? Saeed Kakramanov. Saeed Kakramanov. I know he had a little bit of a tough fight there too, but even with the tough fight, he was still able to get the finish. I think he's very capable of getting the finish in a bunch of different ways. I think he can get it done in striking. Even though he has the last name Nurmagomedov, he does not train with Khabib and those guys, and no relation to him. He has a completely different style than those guys do, but still kind of that same that stoic, robotic type face that they just have when they just go in there and they just got that cold-blooded killer look to them. I think Saeed gets it done, man. I think potentially submission here, but I think Saeed definitely gets it done either way.
Fair enough, dude. So we will have our different pick there. That is at least one that we will have. I am going Dragon Martinez plus 160 dog. Dorian is going.
That's two right there because Tyson Nam and Bruno Silva as well.
Indeed. So that is at least two that we will have. We just got to find one more. And yeah, dude. So I'm going 2 dogs, dude. Look at me trying to win it off of dogs this week. Moving on up, dude. We got Ricardo Ramos. Is this the guy with the fucking spinning back elbows?
Yeah, the dude who literally keeps getting the spinning back elbows, but dude, they're nasty.
Dude, I don't think Austin Lingo is good. He is 9-1, but I just feel like I don't know if I'm just not impressed by him. I mean, he has wins over good people, but I don't know. I'm just not impressed by what he does, dude. Minus 300 favorite, or I guess on Tapology odds, minus 300 favorite, plus 230 dog for Austin Lingo. 27 years old for Hamosh, 28 years old for Austin Lingo, 5'9" for Hamosh, 5'10" for Austin Lingo, 72-inch reach for Ricardo Hamosh, and 70-inch reach for Austin Lingo, dude. I guess we see another Ricardo Hamosh spinning back elbow. Yeah, I'm just kidding. I am going Ricardo Hamosh, though. I assume you are as well.
Man, I don't know. That's kind of tough. I'm kind of looking, and Ricardo Hamosh is obviously, as far as striking, I think he's going to be the much better of the two. But he does kind of if he can get drug out into the fight, there is an avenue for him to potentially lose. So, I don't know if you want to include if we can't find another fight to disagree on, we could throw this in there. But man, I think I might actually ride Austin Lingo on this one.
He's a dog this week too. What's the current odds?
ESPN, what I'm looking at right now, it has Ricardo Hamosh at a minus 360, which is pretty crazy.
That's about the same as JJ Aldridge over Ariana Lipsky, dude. So where are you at, Papa Chuck? Is Dorian going to put the nail in his casket with this pick this week?
Let's see, because I think there's a chance that we could disagree with a couple more fights up here at the top. So.
All right, so we might end up taking Tyson Nam off there at the bottom anyway. So we do have a different one right here as well. So moving on up, dude, there's a shit ton of fights this week. We got 3 fights left, dude, and oh yeah, we're definitely picking different on at least one of these without a doubt. I know you're going for Volkov, and I got to ride with my guy. Next fight of the night, we got Nikita the Miner Krylov taking on Superman Ryan Spann. 29-9 for the Miner Nikita Krylov, 21-7 for Superman Ryan Spann. 30 years old for Nikita Krylov, 31 years old for Ryan Spann. 6'3" for Nikita Krylov, 6'5" for Superman. 77-inch reach for Nikita Krylov, 81.5-inch reach for Superman Ryan Spann. Dude, when this fight was announced a few weeks ago, me and you were both on the dog at Superman Ryan Spann, and I do think we both were calling Ryan Superman Spann by submission, dude. I'm on it again this week. I feel no different about it. Maybe Ryan Spann is a little bit more ready to get in there and just punch Nikita Krylov after having to wait, and he just knocks him out. But the majority of my bets are going to include like Ryan Spann, like early finish, round 1 or 2. But that's how he always finishes. I got Ryan Spann early finish. Where are you going this week, man?
Yeah, as you said, pretty much the same as we said a couple weeks ago. I do think that Spann's the more dangerous of the two, and I think that he's kind of getting the momentum on his back now. And he, man, I said, hey, so I said, if we don't have another pick that we can disagree on, I'll throw that in there. Same as how he's kind of hedging with the Ariana Lipsky pick. I think we'll at least have one more different pick. So, but Spann, I do think that Spann, as I said, better all around. His gas tank, maybe not, but this is 3 rounds instead of 5 rounds, from a couple weeks ago. So I think 3 rounds plays even more into Ryan Spann's favor here, and I think he gets the finish.
Krylov all day. Ryan Superman won't have the cardio, dude. Unless he's actually telling the truth and he is actually full-time training now, dude. Ryan Spann, for those of you who don't know, no matter who training or not, round 1 Spanish is a thing, dude. He is live to knock anyone or sub anyone in round 1. Although I do agree
he's so explosive.
Chuck, if he gets in into round 2, I see a live bet for Krylov coming from my way, dude. If we get into round 2 and I see Krylov like plus 800, dude, I'm putting like a 20 on Nikita Krylov because Ryan Spann does not do good past round 1. And then Spann blew his wad at the presser crying. Dude, he was upset at the post conference when he couldn't fight. But I mean, if Krylov had food poisoning, what can you do, you know? But
well,
is that really
I get it. You know, it's so much that he put into that camp, and he probably felt really good. It was his first main event, or his first main event since the Anthony Smith fight. So probably just a lot riding for him, and he was just, you know, just emotional about it. So I get it.
Yeah. So moving on to the co-main event of the night, we got Alexander Drago Romanov taking on Alexander King Kong Romanov, and you know this is my guy, King Kong. We saw what happens if he gasses, which he does tend to gas if the fight goes deeper into round 1. But everyone forgets that this last fight against Marcin Tybura, where he lost for his first time, that fight was in Salt Lake City, Utah, so it was an elevation. So everyone keeps kind of forgetting that. But I'm just going to get started on the stats here. 35-10 for Alexander Volkov, 16-1 for King Kong Romanov. Alexander Volkov, or as of the Tapology odds, Alexander Volkov a plus 110 dog. King Kong Romanov minus 135 favorite. 34 years old for Volkov, 32 for Romanov. These are some big boys. Alexander Volkov, it says 256 here. He's a very thin 256 if that's what he's going to weigh in.
Well, remember his last few fights, he's becoming a little bit heavier too.
Yeah. As where on the other end, Alexander Romanov has also been coming down on the weight too. So it looks like he's trying to improve his cardio. 80-inch reach for Alexander Volkov and 75-inch reach for King Kong Romanov. That being said, all of that says I got King Kong Romanov via round 1 submission. I think it's going to look kind of like the Tom Aspinall fight. Which way are you going here, man?
Man, I think Romanov just really, you know, just kind of disappointed me in his last fight against Tybura. Now, Tybura does have a lot better wrestling and takedown defense than Volkov does, but and once Tybura really was able to stifle those takedowns, you can see Romanov just gas completely. But the only thing with Volkov is that he has shown avenues where he can be taken down. He's got pretty good takedown defense, and he was able to defend a lot of Curtis Blades takedowns, but in the moments that it mattered, he was able to get taken down when it mattered most. So what I'm curious to see is with that additional weight that he kind of fights with now, if that kind of helps him with his takedown defense. But I think there's some valuable money there on Volkov as a dog, especially with the experience that he's got fighting at the top of the division. Give me Alexander Volkov here. We'll take the dog.
Fair enough, dude. That will be a few different ones, but we also got the main event. But before we do, if you guys wouldn't mind, if you haven't already, please, let me get the banner off of here. Please hit that thumbs up button. I would love to, grow this channel as much as we can. If we could do this like multiple times, if like we could do this full time, that would be fantastic. But for that to happen, something's got to happen. Someone's got to reach out, try to sponsor us. So we got to get our viewership up over here. We got to get the YouTube algorithm to at least notice us, so we can get more than the 10 live viewers that are in here right now. We'll for sure have to have more than that. But for all,
we are appreciative nonetheless.
Yeah, that's what I would say. For all of you that are in here, we truly do appreciate it. Thank y'all very much. There's a few of y'all that are loyally in here every week, and we truly do thank y'all. That's why we pop y'all up on the screen and we shout y'all out, because truly we do thank y'all for being in here, because if not, we're just talking to me and Dorian himself, and then it's just out in the air for no one to watch. So we truly do thank all of y'all for watching here every week with us. So that being said, let me get this off the screen so we can get back to our main event of the weekend, dude. And that is going to be, let me get it back over here. Merab, the Machine, Dvalishvili is going to be taking on Pyotr No Mercy Yan. Well, if we get it up on here. In our main event, dude, We got 5 rounds. No Mercy, Peter Yan. Merab the Machine, Dvalishvili. 16-4 for No Mercy, Peter Yan. 15-4 for the Machine, Merab Dvalishvili. And I don't think he's lost in the UFC yet. Has he? Or is he just
yeah, he lost to Ricky Simone. And I cannot remember his other loss, but Merab's actually lost 2, but I think he's won like 7 or 8 in a row since.
Yeah, dude. Merab is for sure on a streak. Minus 245 favorite, plus 190 dog for the Machine. 30 years old for Piotr Yan, 32 for the Machine. That surprised me. I thought Yan was for sure older than Merab. I guess not, dude. 5'7" for Piotr Yan, 5'6" for Dvalishvili, 67-inch reach for No Mercy, 68-inch reach for the Machine, dude. This fight is really hard for me to call because we haven't really seen Merab. I don't want to say we haven't seen Merab tested, but we haven't seen Merab fight anyone on the same level as Piotr Yan, dude. Like, this is literally the top of the division. And the only thing that worries me, or let me rephrase it like this. We'll find out who should win this fight in the first round, dude. If Merab can get Piotr Yan down with ease, dude, I see 5 rounds of pressure, top pressure, wrestle fuck by Merab Dvalishvili. However, if we see Piotr Yan able to, I guess, do what he did against Aljo, being able to stop the takedowns, hit him with those like foot sweeps and shit like that happened in their first fight, Piotr Yan is for sure going to look like the minus 245 favorite that he is here on Tapology. I just don't know if that's going to work because we do know Merab trained with Aljo, and this is at least the third training camp that they are planning here for No Mercy Piotr Yan, dude. That being said, I think I'm going to ride with the dog again. I'm going to go Merab this week, dude. I don't feel the most confident in the world, but I've seen Merab wrestle everyone. I've only seen him get hurt once, and that was against a round 1 Marlon. And we all know Marlon Moraes is indeed magic in round 1. But aside from that, dude, I haven't seen anything that would dissuade me from seeing him not wrestle No Mercy for 5 rounds this weekend. Maybe even a late finish just because it's 5 rounds, dude. I'm going the Machine here this weekend. Are you going No Mercy, or are you going Merab as well?
Yeah, man. I think it's a super interesting matchup. As you said, the background with Merab, training with Aljo, and for their camp, this is the third camp that they prepared for Yan so far. So I do think that they got a little bit of a game plan on how to how to prepare to fight Peter Yan. But I think the only thing with Merab, he doesn't have a lot of the same skill sets as Aljamain does, as far as being able to take the back and being able to hold position there. And we know that backpack that Aljamain's got,
over aggressive. He dives for it, and Merab, you just dived over him. What are you doing?
Yeah, well, that, and just as far as Aljamain, just with his backpack, we know how sick his backpack is. Once he gets the back, it's hard to shake him off. And I think Merab, he's just relentless, but I do think he can get a little bit sloppy at times. I think it was Kyle's breakdown in the comments there as well. He had mentioned that he thought that Merab was going to get tuned up by Aldo. I mean, he didn't take Aldo down at all, and Aldo was just kind of just getting stalled out on the fence. I do think Merab has not been in a 5-round fight yet, and I'm curious to see if he's going to try to keep that pace. What is going to look like in the later rounds, because we know that Peter Yan in that fight against Aljamain Sterling, he did end up losing the fight, but I thought he lost the first 3 rounds. Those last 2 rounds, Aljamain was doing a lot of hanging on, making sure that he just didn't get clipped or, get hit with too big of a shot, and was doing a lot of footwork. So I think if Merab can kind of get up on him early as far as getting the takedowns, it could be interesting. But if he kind of starts whiffing a lot like he did against Jose Aldo, I think it's going to be a long night for Merab. So I think Yan should be able to get the win. His takedown defense is normally pretty good for the most part. I know Aljamain took him down a couple times last fight, but I think he's going to be improving and working on that. And I think Yan should be able to get the win here.
All right, so that will for sure be in our pick champ of the week. So let's nail this down, dude. Let's set it down in stone real quick to
you want to do 5? I think we got 5.
Nah, we got a fight night. I'm not doing 5. I don't feel too confident in Ariane Lipsky, and I know you don't feel too confident in Austin Lingo. So
nah.
Or let's see here. So we got main co-main event, that's for sure. And then we will go. You want to go Saeed versus Jonathan Martinez for our third one?
Yeah, we can do that.
Main. All right. So for the pick champ this week, get off the screen, UFC. You don't pay me. I have to pay your ass multiple times a year. So
and multiple times this month, you bunch of dicks.
Right. We got 2 pay-per-views in March. What the hell? So for the pick champ this week, Dorian putting it up on the line. We will be no mercy. Piotr Jan for Dorian. I am going Merab the Machine, Dvalishvili. In the co-main event, Dorian is going Alexander Drago Volkov. I am going Alexander King Kong Romanov. We are both picking Ryan Spann in the 4th fight. We have different picks here, but we don't feel too confident about it. But ones that we are confident about, I'm confident in Dragon Martinez this weekend over Saeed Nurmagomedov. So that is our 3rd different pick for Dorian's pick champ this week. Dorian going Saeed. I am going Dragon Martinez. We do have a lot of other picks this week. And honestly, dude, it normally doesn't happen. We usually have to struggle to find just a few that, that we want to pick on this week. But this week, dude, we truly have a lot of just random ones that we truly disagree on. So it's fun for the show. So I've been yapping my yapper. So let's take a look at the chat just for a second. I kind of saw it blew up when I was just started talking right before the main event. So we appreciate Ajax and we appreciate you comment. We appreciate you here today, brother. So thank you for just stopping by and watching the show, commenting, dude. Daniel Vasquez, same to you, my guy. We appreciate you stopping by. Papa Chuck in the house. Papa Chuck. Once again, always Papa Chuck. We appreciate you, brother. You've been here since the beginning, and I truly do appreciate it. One of the first, dude, he had to have been one of the first 10 people that was on the channel.
That definitely was. I remember when we would do when we did the Zoom and we would do the kind of record it and then post it, and the show would premiere. And Papa Chuck was right in the comments, man. So I like being able to do it like this, interact with the people watching.
Yeah, it's a lot more fun. Mason saying we appreciate everything y'all do. Well, I appreciate you stopping by. A Jackson agreeing with him as well. Hard work pays off. Don't get discouraged, brother. The amount that I have been discouraged when come to doing this, dude, the money that I've wasted just buying cards, just trying to make sure that I'm here every single week. The grind continues here on the channel, dude. You can look back. I have not missed a week in, I think, well over a year now. I even literally took UFC cards to Jamaica with me on vacation, filmed a rip video on the beach, and uploaded that as soon as I got back here, dude. I do not stop. My goal is for this to eventually get somewhere where I can be here every day talking to you guys. But until then, all I got to do is keep trying, brother. So that's what I'm going to do. I don't know why, but I feel like I should get from. I don't know why. I feel like I should. Oh, bet from Merab. All right, cool. Yeah, I mean, he definitely has the path to victory with the wrestling. It only makes sense, brother. Oh, yep. Right below it, I see bet. Kyle says taking Jan. Merab going to go to sleep in round 4. Papa Chuck is calling it, Dorian. What do you think?
I mean, that's interesting because, like I said, I want to see Merab's gas tank going into the later round. So if he keeps going for that wrestling in the first 3, comes out in the 4th tired, I could very well see it.
Dude, but everyone says that he doesn't run out of gas. They call him the machine because he just goes nonstop. So I think
he's never fought 5 rounds.
Yeah, true.
That's a big difference.
Kyle thinking that he'll get. Oh yeah, you did point that one out earlier. Jan needs to start fast this time. I don't think he can. I think he has to. I don't know. I think he has to make his reads for just a little bit so he don't get taken down. Jan needs to stop Merab fucking the cage. That's going to be tough. It's going to be tough. Papa Chuck, the difference between Merab and Aljo is that Aljo gets the takedowns and then holds them, and the opponent. Judges are hating on takedowns, and Piotr will have the bigger shots landed. Papa Chuck does have a good point there. So based on damage, Jan could win this even with takedowns and control. So that wouldn't surprise me too much. We could see an ugly split decision at the end of the night. Probably not the worst bet in the world. I'm curious, what is this via split decision? Because it's got to be plus 500 or so. I will check on that for just once after that in just 1 second. I root against all Serra-Longo fighters. Oh, brother.
Damn.
Yeah, why the hate for the New York guys? This will be brutal. A standing fight. I like it. Hopefully, but I don't know. Wrestling will cancel out. Maybe watch the Davey Grant fight. Going to be fight of the night. It definitely could be dangerous. Davey Grant is definitely always dangerous. Matt and Dorian, new rule: when you win the belt and it's not yours, you get the belt. You win and keep the belt. The other person has to buy the other a hanger pack. I would do that to Dorian, brother, but I know Dorian's got kids. Dorian's got a family. I can't have Dorian having to waste money on me over here. I know it's like $15, but hey, man, $15 at like McDonald's, dude, you know, like that can feed somebody, you know. So I'm not going to do that.
But we could add a little bit more spice to it, though, as far as you know, maybe like something like at the end of the year, you know, maybe we tally up who's won the most throughout the year. We can still work on something like that, but I do want to kind of like make it like a competition and where you know, one has to maybe fulfill a dare or something like that. But I would like to see that.
Yeah, man. What was it that I was going to look up? I got caught up by looking at the comments.
The betting line on split decision for this fight.
Oh, yeah, for split decision on this fight. Let's see. Fight props. Fight to be won by split decision between No Mercy, Piotr Jan, and Merab the Machine Dvalishvili on DraftKings right now is plus 400 to be won by split decision. So not really juicy enough for me to actually throw any money at it, but it wouldn't surprise me if this went to a split decision. Anyone got a photon annex scratching my neck? Dude, photons are so hard to pull, and at the same time, it's like, bro, that card would probably be mad expensive just because that one jackass that has it knows that you're looking for it. So he's going to try to charge you way more than probably what it should cost. Can't wait for Prism. I'm ripping too much football. Dude, Prism comes out. I did see the announced day is April 28th, and there's two types now. There's an undercard and a regular. So Prism now, the pre-order price is $300, which is pretty cool. Not going to lie, considering the last couple of years was up close to $1,000 over that. So $300 this year. I'm not mad at that. You know, your boy will be getting some for the channel, and I will be breaking some for the channel. So if you guys want to get in on some breaks this year, I only do weight classes. I'm not taking the time to list 200 different cards. So weight class breaks over here. We'll see how much it goes for. But yeah, you should open packs on TikTok. A lot of people like that shit. I actually recently just now made a TikTok. So if you guys aren't following the Golden Octagon TikTok, and you do have a TikTok, I've just pretty much repurposed some of the old YouTube videos, put them on TikTok, and then I re-uploaded them back to the YouTube Shorts. I'm just trying to get people in here as much as I can, and it's kind of seemed to work. I got a few new people over this past week, so like the YouTube Shorts seem to be working, so I'm all right with that. Harry Snorlax, what's going on, brother? I pulled 6 photons. Good damn, bro. Good luck on you. That's sick. I've gotten, I think 2, but I've opened, I think maybe 10 blasters total, and probably 8 hanger packs, and I've gotten 2 out of the blasters. So looks like you've just gotten lucky, brother. How you feel about Prism Light or the like the undercard? I haven't really looked at the pictures too much. It looks all right to me, but yeah, I follow you on both your social medias. I appreciate it, brother. And then ending it out, Dorian got to put in there and still pick champ, baby. So Dorian's still trying to win the pick champ this week, but if y'all don't got nothing else, we are going to get out of here. We appreciate everyone, y'all, for stopping by, watching the show today. For those of you that want me to do the change to cheddar, that is when Friday after the weigh-in, post weigh-in, I try to come on here, make my final reads, give y'all and give y'all some degenerate parlays with some crazy odds, trying to basically turn $10 or less to $100 or more. I basically show y'all a few of my parlays for the week that I put basically $2.50 on to maybe win like $100, $200. Dorian can attest. Dorian, do I hit these, and how often do I hit these? We've been talking for like an hour and a half now, so there's been no way to set this up.
Yeah, I mean, you usually hit at least about once a month on one of those little crazy ones.
Yeah.
I would say now some of them you'll fall like maybe like a leg or two short.
Dude,
some of them you'll send it to me and be like, man,
I fall
should I cash?
a leg short every week. It never fails. I fall a leg short every week, but I do hit like about once a month or so. I'll hit a 5 to 9 leg for like $2, like $2, like 50 cents, like $5, and I'll win anywhere from like maybe like 150 all the way up to I think like the most I've ever won off of one of these parlays is like $500. So not a bad turnaround for $1, $2, some shit like that. So if you guys want me to bring back that show, go on my community tab right now, and I have a little poll up there. Let me know if you want me to bring it back. If there's already too many betting shows on YouTube, because I feel you on that. There's a shit ton. I try my hardest to get all the information that I can before I make my bet. So just adding another one to that list, I know a lot of people will be like, no one cares, and I understand. But if you think there's too many on there, let me know, and I won't attempt it. Or another option for no is you're just here for UFC cards, and that is okay as well. I guess tomorrow night, Thursday night, I will make my final decision whether I'll do it or not, and I'll let you guys know. But if you care at all, just go to the community tab, let me know. I believe there's like 60 votes on there already. So I just like at least want to get to like 100 votes, something like that, just to get a good feel for what the channel wants. But aside from that, do the photons look better in person than the pics online? I love optic golds. You would have to ask. I'm not sure. I only have one, and I don't have any gold optics. I need to start betting because I have a gambling problem, and I need to start doing betting because I have a gambling problem and a card spending problem. Brother, if you have a gambling problem or a card spending problem, I would not recommend betting, dude. Because you'll just continue
to dig yourself in more of a hole.
Yeah, man. Or if you do, dude, before you put any money, go ahead and set your limits before you start, that you can't put any more than X amount in your account for the week. That's what I do. I don't let myself put any more than $100, even though I only put usually like $20 in my account, $25, something like that, because I'm broke. I used to make a lot more, but this new job, it's not as good as my old one. So I can't be as reckless with my dollars as I used to be. But we've been on here a long time now. We've just kind of been rambling. Dorian, I've been not even letting you say anything. Let the people know anything you want to say before we get out of here, man. And I guess if you want to join me for Change the Cheddar Friday, I am going to do it live, probably like later on in the night, probably after my girl goes to bed. So probably like 9 or 10. So if you're still up on a Friday night or something like that, you are more than welcome to join me. But aside from that, man, let the people know everything before we get out of here.
Yeah. I was going to say I might have to. I'm going to have to look at some betting lines because my problem is I always wait until like the very last second. But definitely want to try to see if I can slide some bets y'all's way. As you know, you've seen, I've sent you a couple of screenshots of my bet in the last couple of weeks. So
for some reason, Dorian is like the king of 2 to 3 legs. I don't know why. It's like, but he's got. It's not to win as much. Like I would say, like Dorian bets are like a 2 to 3 leg, but he'll put like $5 on it to win like $50, which in reality is a solid bet. You know, you're getting like 5 times your money back for the most part. But me, I'm a complete degenerate. I treat this as a lottery ticket. I want to spend $1 on a bet and maybe win like 15,000. That's my goal over here. Dorian is a much smarter bettor. I'm a complete degenerate. So hopefully I can get Dorian to join us for Change the Cheddar, and you can get both sides, one from a complete degenerate and one from a smart perspective gambler like Dorian.
More responsible, let's say that.
Yeah. Anyway, so that being said, let's get out of here. I just started the whole card scene trying to get into it. Any tips before you get out of here? Yeah, brother, I truly recommend find a few sets that you like. So every year, Panini will have different sets. Starts with Prism. Last year went to Donruss, then Select, Chronicles, Optic after that, and then Immaculate. Find out a set that you like and buy a few cards from that set of fighters that you like. That way, at the end of the day, you're going to be happy with the cards that you get, whether they're worth a lot of money or not. Don't spend a ton. Just try to get a feel for everything. Go out. Don't spend a whole lot of money. Maybe spend $100 max on possibly like a hobby box, maybe $20-$30 on a blaster box here and there. I don't recommend buying a whole bunch of blasters. You're going to waste your money on those. Those are truly just for fun for the most part. I wouldn't expect to get anything good out of those. Anything good that you're going to get is going to be out of hobby, which is going to be around that $100 mark or so. So once again, just go on eBay, buy a few fighters that you like, of cards that you like. And from that point on, build your collection just a little bit and have some fun, brother. I truly wish you can have a good time collecting. It is fun. So good luck, brother. I can't even gamble here. I always wanted to. I wonder where are you at, Kyle? Let us know, brother. I appreciate you guys. Have a good night. Appreciate you, A. Jackson, my guy. This one went off. Stay away from Chronicles. Exactly. Gotcha down. Yeah. So that being said, I was gonna wait on Kyle to tell us
Oklahoma.
where he is. Oklahoma.
Yeah.
What? Why
Yeah, because
really?
it's illegal.
There are literal casinos in Oklahoma. I have friends in Texas that drive from Dallas to go up to Oklahoma to go to the casino. I don't understand. So you can't sports bet, but there's casinos. That doesn't make a whole lot of sense.
Controlled betting. Controlled betting.
Baloney, brother. Kyle, I just want to let you know, brother, if you, I'm not telling you that you should do that, but you can look up, there's certain sites that you can find that, I guess it's technically not on, in the U.S. betting, but they're called like offshore, and you just have to, it's kind of hard to get your like dollars out. You have to go through a certain way, but there's still ways if you're looking to do that. Yeah. So he agrees with me. I pulled a Kamzat Flux Auto from Chronicles. Dude, that's sick. Congratulations on that. You're probably one of the only ones that ever get a sick pull like that from Chronicles. Hamza autograph. Yeah. But that's going to be all from us this time. My throat's dry as can be. I'm going to get out of here. Anything before we get out of here, Dor? We've been here for damn near 2 hours, brother.
Nah, man. We good pod this week.
That makes sense. Indian casinos blocked sports betting. Makes sense.
Yeah, that makes sense. But good pod this week, man. And pick champ and still we coming back next week with it. Let's go.
Yeah, man. We do have some tough ones. Am I taking 3 dogs? 3 dogs this weekend?
You got 2. Volkov's the other dog. Yeah.
Oh,
so you got big dogs though with Martinez and Merab, and I got Volkov.
Yeah, man. But hey, going to be a hell of a night of fights. A good cool down from the hell of a pay-per-view that we had this past weekend. But hey, I believe we got fights next weekend too. Yeah.
Yeah. The Usman and Edwards pay-per-view. So
wait, that's already next weekend already?
Yep.
Damn, dude. So it's these every week over here. We're just rolling. So once again, we appreciate all of y'all. Thank all y'all for staying by here. Listen to us ramble, all that good shit. We'll catch y'all next week for the Golden Octagon MMA podcast. I will try to be here for Change the Cheddar Friday, depending on what y'all want. If not, I will be here for another card video on Monday. I got to be honest, I'm not 100% sure what kind of card video I want to do, but it'll be something good. I promise y'all. But that's going to be all from us. I am Matt. Dorian is on that side of your screen. This has been the Golden Octagon MMA podcast, and we'll catch y'all next time. Peace.